Hello and welcome to 2.4 Notes. This is on adding and subtracting decimals. For this section, we have several people helping us out, some parts of last year's class. Everyone else is watching. Everyone give a big hi. Hi! There we go. We'll have a few people come up to the board and help us out in a second here. We're going to do the example one. The example one, when we're subtracting, as we do normally, we want to write it up and down. But we need to be sure that we line up the decimal so we are adding or subtracting the same place value. So when I complete this one here, I lined it up. Things worked out really nice. And now I do some classic elementary school borrowing to subtract here. Subtract. So we got some more borrowing. 7 and 3. So my answer is 3 and 715 thousandths, also known as 3.715. Here's our next one. We're going to, yet again, line it up and down. But the key thing, as we wrote up top, is that we have to line up each decimal point. So on this one, it's a little bit different. When I line this up, I kind of have an overrun here. When that happens, you need to add zeros so you keep the place values lined up. And this is a subtraction question. And now I just subtract as normal. Remember, when you borrow, this becomes a 9. We get 2, 3, 3, 1, and the decimal remains lined up to keep my place values in line. Now that you've seen the two demo ones, there's 4 on your own on the bottom. Feel free to pause the video and then try the 4, and then you can come back and see the answers. To check out our answers here, we have some help from some 6th graders of the past. So we have a few coming up, and they'll show us how to do this. Up first, we have somebody to help us with some adding. Go ahead.
So all you have to do is, as Mr. Blaine said, line up all the decimals. And also add a 0 at the end. So then add them together.
And that's it. Thank you very much. We're going to bring on somebody else for the second question here, where they're going to be doing some subtraction. All you need to do is talk loudly. It can hear you even if you're not right next to it.
Okay, so we're going to subtract. We need to line up the decimals and add a 0. And you need to borrow.
She said she's going to borrow. She's a little bit nervous to talk in this microphone. That's it. All right, and that was it. Thank you very much for doing that one. We're going to scroll down here to number 3. We have a subtracting one. And we have a new guest coming up to the board here.
Okay, so when you're writing them, you need to make sure that you line up the decimal and add a 0 as a placeholder to make the problem a little bit easier. Make sure you carry as well so you can subtract all the numbers. There you go.
Thank you very much. And we have a final one here. We always have a word problem we usually do at the end. Our last guest will also explain what you're looking to do in this one. And she just need to talk loudly.
Since we're finding the perimeter, you need to add all the sides together. And if the decimals don't line up, you have to add zeros at the end. And don't forget to add units, which is feet.
Nice. Thank you very much. So that's our section on 2.4, adding and subtracting decimals. We had a few adding ones, a few subtracting ones. Some of the numbers were tough, some not so tough, and a word problem. Hope that goes well. And say goodbye, 6th grade of the past.
Bye!